Abusiafo na etifo yakwa konya good news bi a yede bre Ghana for see no eye foreign ebeka easy officials for the bi ono mabara eye Collation center right now no and as see no omakwa declare eye John Dramani Mahama as the president of Ghana. A higher Alpha 1GH and no first time aban so any dey no book coins no subscribe ya mine na bi news bi no shibia obenya notification of phone so abehwafin so emara fi so behwa more than for so any etifo yeni atensema yeni akwa kuti nsema je UK officials some ECSA is my Bible in the Collation center just you know modern komo na nsema mo kana che say ya dia Mahama no on like ye be let no na ba ko krampo kan say congratulations to the vice president sana kan the vice president we female why na female why na female vice president right now prof na obuku ajima because na po entinya obada enti kamun kutin sema cause any ninti a jimensa say onyan declare this result right now ama here tension kakaya the arise our Collation center right now.
Of the results.
So, I mean, I think there's going to be time for a wash-up, and I'm sure the Electoral Commission across the country will be planning that in for the next couple of weeks. There'll be the lessons from the official observer groups, and there have been a number of them in town, and those will all be taken into account in working out how we can do things better. And that's as it should be. I think to try to come up with lessons while the process is still ongoing would be premature. So let's give it time. Let's see the process through to its conclusion, and then take the time with all of the inputs from the Ghanaian observers, from the Electoral Commission officials themselves, everyone who's been involved in this process, but do it in a thoughtful and planned way.
Right. And finally, I want you to rate the freeness and fairness of the election, of this election.
Well, again, I'm looking forward to seeing what all of the various reports have to say about that. But I want to congratulate Ghana on another successful exercise of its democracy.
Right. Thank you very much, Your Excellency Harriet Thompson, Commissioner of the UK.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. So that was the Commissioner of the UK to Ghana. Now we're hoping to also speak to some more of the dignitaries that are in there, and so we will. Hopefully, I can get to speak with the U.S. Ambassador to Ghana, Virginia Palmer also, and so she's just about making her way. But you've heard the Electoral Commission, what the Electoral Commission have to say about the declaration of the results and the fact that they're anticipating that we're going to get a lot more of the results. All right, so I have yes. So yes, I would want to take your thoughts, about the elections generally.
Well, I went all over Ghana yesterday, and the embassy. I was in Ho, Takoradi, Wa, and then came back to Accra to a Collation center, and the embassy had 20 teams across 13 of 16 regions, and we all witnessed very professional behavior from the Electoral Commission. Things were well organized, polls opened on time. The poll workers knew the regulations and were enforcing them politely, as far as we witnessed. I also was impressed with the comportment of the security services and with the planning that the National Elections Security Task Force had done. So all in all, it was wonderful. I am sorry that there were lives lost, and one life lost is too many, but I hope that there will be thorough investigations of what happened and that justice will be done swiftly.
How about the conduct of the leading, contenders in this election?
I thought Vice President Bawumia's concession speech was masterful and forward-looking, and thought about Ghana's future and Ghana's economic recovery, and his message to all Ghanaians that now we are one, now we are Ghanaians, is a very important one. And I've as I reflected on America's elections too, I've quoted the chairman of the National Peace Council, who said, it isn't a battle between two combatants; it is a contest between patriots, and that's what we saw in Ghana.
Now, there are many who are also drawing comparisons between the U.S. election and the outcome of ours. Would you agree?
Well, there were a lot of similarities in that standing vice president running against a former president. I think they're both great democracies, so let me just leave it at that.
Okay, and then we also have, as it is now, if eventually confirmed or certified by the Electoral Commission, we're going to have the first vice president female.
Yeah, right. That's a great thing.
A message there.
Congratulations, Madam Vice President-elect. Represent.
Thank you very much. Virginia Palmer is the U.S. Ambassador to Ghana. Thank you very much for your time. All right, so that's it. We'll be bringing you some more thoughts about what's happening here at the Electoral Commission. But yes, it looks like we'd have to wait for quite a bit to get to have the full complement of the results so that the Electoral Commission chairperson can declare the final results. Of course, we know a number of things have happened already. The fact that the Vice President has conceded defeat to former President John Dramani Mahama is quite significant. And it's really, you would say, that at this point it means that probably it's been overtaken by events, or the declaration of the EC by the EC has been overtaken by events. But as I've already indicated, as the EC chairperson has already mentioned, it is important that we go through the process so that we follow the lay down procedure so that the EC can actually declare the results. But I still have with me Elting, and we've been doing this together, and it looks like we're going to be here for a while.
Absolutely, and now the addition is that we've just received the central and the western of region. So
we have 3 now.
We have 3 now with 13 more to go.
Okay. So as the EC chairperson said, well, she's expecting that we're going to be getting a few more, or we're going to get them coming in through much faster from here on.
Right, indeed. That is what all of us are waiting to see, because I mean it's been hours since polls closed, and in some of the constituencies they've declared. And so those results, we expect them to come in as early as possible. Remember that when Esiedu Nketia spoke at the news conference, he referenced the fact that he's under pressure to speak to his supporters to remain calm. And he said he wouldn't do so because the EC must also be proactive. The only way, according to him, that calm. And so he left the ball in the court of the EC chair to be proactive in declaring the outcome of the presidential election. So when Madam G. Mensah took the microphone, that was what we were expecting. But then also because the regions are yet to come in, it was difficult to accept the fact that she was coming to declare the results. So now we've got 3 more regions. She says that they will stick to the rules, and the rule says that they will have to wait till they get the regional collated results coming before they can go ahead and declare them. That means that we'll have to wait till the 16th region is in before that declaration can be done.
Except I believe she also indicated that we don't really have to, if there are some constituencies in some regions that are contentious, they could actually go ahead to declare the presidential without necessarily having to wait for everything from the region to come through. So hopefully that would...
From the political party agents who are here, all of them appear to accept the fact that whatever has come from the region represent the true feeling of the electorate. So there hasn't been any challenge. So we hope that it will carry on like that, and then this can be concluded. By the way I'm seeing things, we might go into tomorrow.
I hope not. But yeah, thank you very much. So that'll be it for us from here at the head office of the Electoral Commission. When there are additional or further updates, we'll bring them to you. Back to you guys in the studio.
And that, of course, has been Israel Lai together with Elton John Brobe. In that interaction, of course, with the Electoral Commissioner, she was there delivering that presser. And then subsequently, Israel Lai was interacting with the UK High Commissioner to Ghana, Harriet Thompson, and the American Ambassador to Ghana, Virginia Palmer. At least one thing, gentlemen, that I took away, the fact that some of the
UK officials for Nibomie is Zoma Barbontin, a Collation Center in Nimam de Guachana and Yasam Gutuano. I just information Quaquatana ran on the Quakuti Mensah response. as they say no about bonten catch Ghana for nyina say enya dey over declare this result right now because when we declare this result within 72 hours and 48 hours now they can declare no abrana or 2020 now or declare a year result but this year election they will be declared 72 hours because go so a year result from various year regions as you see say Ghana or 16 regions now can right now or many 3 as it's a year 13 regions say baby to me declare both the presidential and the parliamentary I just say home formation about 2 and so I say home press release na about bunting coming in kwhwe about need them come tonight at
the constituency collation center. From the constituency collation center, the results travel to the region where party agents are also present. Again, this is not a counting process. As I mentioned, the pink sheets form the basis of the results that are announced and the results that are collated. But the results from the constituency are also collated at the regional level. Once parties are satisfied, the regional results collation forms and the summary forms are filled, and the parties sign on to these. And they are given copies of these forms. It is at this level that the results are then faxed to the head office, that is at the National Collation Center. Again, the results come through fax, and it is done in the full glare of the party agents who receive the fax, and they review it against what they may have received from their respective parties. If they are happy and it conforms to what they have received, they then endorse it. After endorsement, the results are projected and as provisional results. Those provisional results are brought to the commission and we scrutinize it. And as the returning officer for the presidential, I go on to sign this. I'd like to ask that citizens exercise patience. It's just been 23 hours since the close of polls. The process is elaborate, it is inclusive, it involves the political parties and observers at every step. And the whole idea is to ensure that what comes up at the end of the day has involved, it's a bottom-up approach that has involved all the agents at all levels. And at the end of the day, what comes up is acceptable by all the candidates and their supporters and the citizens as well. So this is the elaborate process we have. And we thought that this afternoon, it was important to allay the fears and the anxieties of citizens. The commission is going to intend and will uphold the will of the people as expressed at the polls, and that will is what has been captured on the pink sheets. However, it's important that we exercise patience, we take our time, and we are very thorough in producing the results at the national level. As we speak, we have had results coming from AHAFO, and we are expecting more results coming in the next few hours. We believe that within 72 hours, and this has been the norm, we should be able to declare the results of the presidential election. As I indicated, we broke that record in 2020 and declared it in 48 hours, but we do have 72 hours within which to declare the presidential results. Of course, if all the results come in the next hour and we review them, we would not wait until 72 hours or 48 hours before we do so. It's important to mention also that the delays in some of the collation centers has resulted from the besieging of our centers by supporters of the parties. In the anxiety and in the excitement, some supporters of political parties have besieged our collation offices, making it difficult in some cases for our officers to carry out their functions. We have spoken directly with the leadership of the political parties, and we've asked them to recall their supporters. We believe that this should be done, and our supporters, our staff should have an unhindered access and the free space to collate the results. So as I mentioned, we are looking forward to seeing the results, Of course, in cases where it's impossible to collate results for a particular constituency, where it would not affect the outcome, and where the winner would still emerge winner with at least 50% plus one, the decision has been taken by the Commission to proceed with those results, even if we don't have certain constituencies as part of the final results. Once we come up with the final results, we'll look at that and include it. But in order not to waste time where there's some difficulty to collate constituency results, we will proceed to collate the presidential results without it, and so long as it does not affect the outcome of the final result. So we'd like to thank you very much for your attention, and we believe that in the next few hours we should be receiving some of the results. As I indicated, we have received the results from the Ahafo region, and we believe that the others would be coming soon. Before I end, I'd like to assure you, I think the Commission has walked the walk of transparency. We have walked the walk of accountability. We have walked the walk of responsiveness. And we have walked the walk of inclusiveness. And this has been evident from the very start of our electoral calendar, that is in the preparation of the voters' register to date. I think that the evidence is clear. The matter speaks for itself, as my colleagues in law would state. And the transparent manner in which we have conducted ourselves has ensured that this election has been full, it has been credible, it has been fair, and it has been acceptable by all stakeholders. So we'd like to assure you and assure all the people of Ghana that it is the will of the people as expressed in the polls that has been reflected on the pink sheets. That will travel from the polling station to the constituency, to the region. At the end of the day, it is the people's choice as President of the Republic of Ghana, and we believe so help us God.
And that is Madame Gina Dukwe-Mensah, the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, reassuring the public that they're working diligently to ensure that they receive all the signed results from the regional collation centers, and when they do, they will announce in due time. But let's go back. There's a lot more happening at the EC headquarters.
Now we ask that you exercise some patience. So transparent has been the process, and I believe that, I think right from the first few hours after the opening of the polls to date, we have held, this is the 8th press conference that we have held. Only one. May God bless our homeland, Ghana, and make his beloved nation great and strong. Thank you very much.
All right, and that ends the press briefing, at least for now, from the EC. Again, reassuring us that they're doing everything possible to ensure they receive all the signed results from the regional centers. And when they do, they would also go ahead and do what they have to do at the headquarters and then announce. I mean, technically,
EC our Ghana na information that for nature say the inti also nyan declare result nature say a year back 2020 now will declare ban 8 times no also declare ban within a year 48 hours no declare, but you a year back post no a year Saturday na twem no it's exactly 23 hours a year 24 hours 72 hours and also comedy declare. Right now, so be 72 hours. It's a result in other regions, ne bantem dia, obetimi and declare result in a few minutes, both the presidential and a parliamentary. No, or parliamentary can put the idea, obetimi declare one time, cause and one so can say, don't make a benya electrum the winnie a year or call I was so don do melu no can cause no who stand when you and the baby to judge say must stay tuned. I said for my hey Alpha 1 GH share them down for so the in your